Welcome everybody, it's tractorchute here. I know it's Friday, but I figured we'd get ourselves out a special treat this morning before I get to the Friday challenge games, which will be the rest of the games today. But for now, we'll start ourselves off with a pretty decent Masters game, I'm going to assume here. In the bottom left-hand corner, playing as the Blue Zerg, it is GrimEpilogue. He plays for Team Mori. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is StaMinA playing for Team, not Tim. Doesn't play for Tim, I don't think, unless Tim owns Team Inferi here. Should be a fairly decent game. Like I say, both these guys are master level leagues. I will also let you know for the Friday challenge this week, it was to build 3 of every type of unit that race can build, excluding hallucinations and changelings. Get your replays submitted, which they already have been. I will get them all up here in a little bit here. It is based on a scoring system, and we have leaderboards. So if you're interested, join the Facebook fan page and get your name up on that leaderboard. We'll have monthly leaders and all-time leaders. And all these guys are already talking a little bit of chat here. Looks like GrimEpilogue's telling him it's going to be a free win here. But either way, it does look like our good man Stem is going to start off with the standard walk. Grim's going to get his guy moving across the map there. The little Overlord scouting. And our Overlord's headed out to the natural here. Either way, his opponent has not started to scout yet there, so Stemman's going to sit back at base there. Is working on one early gas here, very early gas actually, so probably going to see more or less, probably going to get some Reapers out of the map here, or we'll put some pressure with the reactor, something like that's going to happen. Either way, we're going to get a hatch first, I do believe here. Let's take a look here. That is a hatch first build coming out of Grim here. Very well done. Now they finally say good luck after they're done with their little morning chit chat. I don't even know if it's morning, but it's morning right now for me, so we're going to assume it's morning. There you go, my good people here. Taking a look at the APM tab, you can see both these guys running fairly decent, 140 to 180. Nothing out of the ordinary, but not doing too shabby if you ask me. Why not stare at the production tab for a little bit here? Spawning pool finally does come out, like I say. It's at about the 15 mark, so not looking to put any sort of early pressure on here. Barracks will finish up. We'll soon find out what he's going to elect to do with it. Like I say, with that early gas, I got a good feeling something's coming out of him here. It might just be for the fact he might want some early Widow Mines here, as he does have the factory coming down nice and early here. So StaMinA might be looking for doing something a little bit funny here. Doesn't have any Marines coming out at this current time, but I have to imagine that's going to change pretty quick here. But at the same time, maybe he's just guessing what Grim has done, because I do not believe he has scouted at all, unless I'm halfway to blind. No, it's not scouted at all, so a little bit surprised that we don't have the early Marines coming out here. Really had no idea that his opponent did go hatch first, so maybe getting a little bit lucky, my good man. It might be your lucky day. Maybe you should have bought a lottery ticket on the day of this game here. I do believe this was played on August 21st, if memory serves correct. But either way here, both these guys are going to macro up by the looks of it here. Orbital Command is out. Perfect timing on that there. Starport's going out. 1-1-1 build happening. Tech Lab's going on there. So probably getting into some siege tanks or some Hellbats. There you go. He just keeps playing with my mind. I'm not too sure what he's doing here. Like I say, with that early gas, we'll at least give him the ability to go to whatever tech switch he wishes here. Or tech, I guess, wouldn't be switching out anything because he hadn't done nothing. But we'll enable him to do so because he will have plenty of gas here. Grim, in the meantime, does have 4 dogs on the map here. He's going to send them out. At least get a little bit of scouting to happen here while he drones the heck out of those 2 bases there. 1 dog's going around the bottom. The other 3 are going to stand back here, and they're going to relax for a little bit. He's basically going to go over, kind of get an idea what his opponent has, see whether or not the expansion is out or not yet, and see what kind of pressure he's looking to see, if any at all. He hasn't seen anything yet, so I don't think he's expecting anything special. And it does look like the Starport jumped on the Tech Lab. But we've seen some Banshees. We are seeing some Banshees. They were in the upper left-hand corner. I guess I could have looked there too. But I feel good because I guessed. There you go. Just kidding. Either way, there we do get the Zerglin getting in the base there. He's obviously going to run into the standard Terran wall. Not going to get a whole lot of intel at all here. But we'll beat on there just to force something. And at the beat time, he doesn't actually have any units. So I don't know whether or not that dog's going to kill that before the Banshee gets out. I highly doubt it. But you never know. He could even send a SCV over there to repair it if he chooses to do so. And it is going to be Hellion / Banshee to start this off, just to get basically getting the 2 main harassing units other than the Reapers. So it's going to be a little bit of pain in the ass nice and early here. That's what we like to see here. These 3 dogs still relaxing back of the base here. No intentions moving out. Queen's out doing the creep spread here, working on that anyways here. 1 gas, gets the spore crawlers out, almost like he knew what was coming. Usually if you don't see units that early, I guess it's a little bit of an intel, some form of cheese is either coming. or your opponent's teching up. It really doesn't tell you a whole lot. In fact, you're probably not going to expect Marine Marauders. So why not put some spore cars up there? One Banshee's on the map. Probably going to wait for the second. Cloak will finish at the same time. So very good timing on that. And at the same time, we do now have our good old Hellions on the map here. So they're going to make their way out of the base here and try and do a little bit of harassment here. They will see the Overlord up there. So Overlord does know what's coming here. So they will get across the map here. Third hatch, as you can see, has gone down as well here. So Grim playing a very decent. Fairly is not even a word. Is it a word? Fairly, sure. What the hell? Fairly is a word now. And he has got the creep spread to the bottom of the ramp there. A couple queens standing at the top there. Queens will do a very good job against Hellions here. So definitely helpful to have them. But they're probably going to get a few kills here. And there goes one right there. Like I say, they can one-shot a few of these guys depending on the angle they get on him here. Oh, he ran 3 of them in there. There's a few kills for him. Don't know if it's paying for itself, to be honest with you. Get the surround on the full health guy. Very well done by Grim, but at the same time, we got 2 Banshees coming in the back of his base here. They're going to go right to work on the assimilator. I don't know if that was on purpose at all here. I have to assume that they're going to cloak here and try and do as much damage as they can away from those spore crawlers, which might be on these queens. Queens are going to have to get in there. Still hasn't cloaked as of yet. There's the cloak going down there. Of course, no Overseers on the map as of yet. I don't even think he has lair. No, does not have lair technology. But 4 more Hellions are going to come in, basically make him pay a lot of attention to the micro here. I do believe that those Hellions are going to get a few more drone kills there, so they're doing a really decent job. These Banshees are really going to work over here, but the Spore Car, of course, did get down, and that will help take care of the rest of that there. Very good defense by Grim. My hat is off to you, my good man. Very well done. Also has, of course, like you've seen, the double evil chambers up there, and of course, going to get some spine cars up as well, just to help that front gate. So not looking too shabby. Taking a look at the units tab here. We have still Hellion / Banshee over here, and he is actually continuing to force the money into it. Wow. So definitely not giving up on it here. Is somewhat committed here. Oh, and there's the one Banshee going up over here. It's not going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage there. Spore Car is going to move into a much better position. At least give it a way better vision as far as that goes here. Just the 15 dogs out. No teching into a Roach War, it doesn't look like as of yet. So still not too sure which build Grim's going to go yet. He's just working on his upgrades, kind of relaxing for a bit. He has some fairly decent micro from what I've seen so far, making some very good defense. So very impressive. If you can micro like that, it gives you a lot of time to choose what you want to go to. He kind of wants to get that count up there, get the creep spread up there, get all his gases up, get droned up, and then he's probably going to tech into something from that point forward. Still doesn't have any layer technology, so not too sure he really could go anything at this point in time. Third base up here has just started mining with the first drone. Nothing else on there, but also has himself good old car pace level 1 and his melee level 1 as well here. Is going to go with a Roach Warren and a Baneling Nest, so it does look like he's made his choice. He's going to stick to the basic hatchery type units here. Doesn't need any layer for that. And we're just going to sit back and relax here. It doesn't look like any of these guys plan on doing anything too early here. As you can see, we are getting ourselves some good old, what is the high sec auto training? I do not remember. 1 range for the turrets there, so maybe he was expecting, I don't know, could be expecting some form of mutas or something like that there, but is getting his ground level 1 as well here. And finally getting himself some medevacs. Is that what I've seen? Yes, he is going to get some medevacs out here as well. Nothing to heal, but he's going to get them anyways here. Why not? Way up here, does look like he's going to go for a bit of a hidden expansion for his third. And he is going to do the good old SCV transfer. There's the one medevac with all of the mech units that he cannot heal. But at least it looks pretty darn cool. And there we go. Finally, some Marines out of the map here. Is working on 2 barracks, 1 on a tech, 1 on a reactor. Nothing on the starport. I guess he doesn't want to waste too much time. Wants to get out 2 quick medevacs more than likely before he actually gets the reactor on there. That way, at least has it there and can go to work from there here. Both these guys staying fairly even. Is 77 or 78 now, 266 as far as the food count is. You can see the creep spread has worked its way out about a third of the way across the map here. And he's moving some dogs out, kind of keeping his opponent invisible range here, so he kind of knows where he is. But we are moving out, and there's a lot of Hellions. That is going to be pretty hard to deal with here. As you can see, he doesn't have any upgrades on the Hellions at all here. But either way, they are going to push their way across the map here, and they're going to be quite a bit to deal with here. There does get an Overlord kill as well there. And actually, that does supply block Grim there. But at the same time, Grim had a bunch more coming out here. We'll go to work on the third. This is kind of going to suck. I don't think he has anything to fend this off with, as he will go to work on that spine car. Should be able to kill the queen as well. No. And now the spine car does go down there. I was going to say there could get a... Oh, could get another good kill here, actually. We'll go to work on there. I'm not too sure why he's leaving the Banshees in there. But either way, might get a kill in the hatchery here. Of course, it will take him a long time to kill it here, especially without that blue flame. But either way, we do have 4 Marines. They're definitely going to help take this hatchery down. It does look like Grim is going to take that as a loss. There's the hidden expansion, as you can see, by StaMinA up there. So Grim will take that, and he's going to build up here. Does have a good Baneling count now. If we take a look at our units tab here, you can see that he does have 12 Banelings on the map, and the Roach count is getting up there. Of course, they will help immaculately against those Hellions there. And apparently we're just going to sit back for a little bit here. He is going to move in some more units, sticking to the Hellion type build here. So definitely is fully committed to the Hellions there. You can see the Marines and Marauders all queued up there. Still no reactor on the starport, not too sure why, but either way you can build one at a time, not going to hurt anything. And they're going to try and move in there. That's a pretty sick wall. With that amount of roaches, they will eat those Hellions for lunch. But at the same time, he is doing a bit of a two-pronged attack, going for the Roach Warren. Pretty sick move. I'm not too sure if he sees this or, oh no. Actually, they will get their time there, but I do believe they are in a range if he does choose to cloak there at all. I don't think there's anything there to detect him unless I am missing something here. Probably not. I'm not entirely sure why he didn't cloak to try and take that out there, but he does cloak and fly away. Why not? That works as well there. And the Roaches clean everything up there. Like I say, Roaches love Hellions. Managed to keep the Banelings back. Didn't have to waste any of them there. Does put the Transfuse onto the Roach Warren there to get that all nice and healed up there. Very well done by Grim, making some pretty good defense here. I'd have to imagine his opponent is going to tech out of this pretty darn quick here, as this Hellion build is just not working, but apparently not. Maybe I am wrong. He's going to continue with the Hellions, has the 4 medevacs on the field here, and is really bulking up on those barracks here. So we are going to go over to a Marine Marauder type build here, I would have to imagine. Still a little bit surprised at the continuation of the Hellions, but he is finally getting his gases down at his natural there, and is also getting an armory out, so finally going to get some upgrades there as well. Take a look over here. Grim does need to start looking to get a 3rd out here to at least get the bases up, especially since his opponent is sitting himself on 3 base with the nice planetary. And there's the 3rd right there, right on cue. Taking a look at the income tab, you can see fair bit of a lead there, almost by about 400 to 500 minerals there. Not the gas, obviously, as he wasn't going into a heavy gas build, but is now getting his gases out at his expansion share. So both these guys doing fairly decent so far. Grim has a very big count on the food, though, so he's definitely up on that here. He's amassing a bit of an army here in the middle around his 3rd here. He will sit back and relax for a little bit here as he creep spreads across that map there. Like I say, his creep spread is pretty good there. About halfway across the map at this point in time there. Units are going to follow the creep. They're actually going to run right. Oh, no, they are going to follow the creep. I was going to say, it looks like they're moving off of that creep there, and we have a lot more coming. 16 more Banelings coming, 20 more Banelings. Going to give us a count of 32 Banelings. They're obviously going to do a ton of damage against that Marine army, plus those Hellions, so they could really be a wrecking ball once they do get built up here. And there we go. There's the hatching of them here. A lot of green balls on the map here. You can see the 3rd is down there with all the turrets around it here, and he is ready to move out. That's a ton of roaches. This is going to be pretty darn tough for a good man of StaMinA to deal with, but either way, he's not going to have a choice, is he? Let's see what he can do with this here. Grim is going to stand at the bottom of the ramp here and determine what he wants to do there, and he is going to go for it here. Of course, the Banelings are stuck in behind everything. There they go. They're going to go in there. They're going to start to melt away in a lot of these Hellions here, and they basically melt that entire army. I don't know what he's going to do to defend against this. Doesn't have a lot to go against those Banshees, obviously, but at the same time, these guys could just go to wrecking ball on all these SCVs, and that's exactly what they're going to do. You take out the Marine Marauder army. So basically all he's got left is the Banshees. A little bit surprised the Queens didn't follow this up here. But either way, he's going to go to work, take down as many buildings as he can. Will one-shot everything at the top of this ramp here. And there goes another Marine here. So they're going to go to work on all these production buildings here. He did manage to run a lot of SCVs up here. And we're going to try and see how many add-ons he can take out, I would have to imagine here, to at least prevent the tech labs and reactors for helping him out here. And they're going to go to work. SCVs are at a choke point. They're not doing a whole heck of a lot there. He's probably taking an immaculate amount of kills here. Yes, he is 25 so far here. So very good job on the worker kill here. Is looking fairly decent. We'll finish off the rest of these Marauders that are standing out here, forcing his opponent, all the guys off the line. Definitely hurt him as well here. So very good job, but like I said, eventually will eventually clean this up here. Be very slow, but at the same time there, he did take out a lot of the buildings here, and has a lot of dogs in there. Dogs will be very annoying here. They're going to try to go to work on that command center. That's not really going to hurt him a ton, but it will at least prevent the gas mining, as his mineral mining was pretty much done there. It does take out a barrack here, so looking pretty decent with the amount of damage he has done to the main here. Dogs are getting this round, but of course with all those healing medevacs, and that is a ton of healing medevacs, not doing a lot, is going for the factory. Factory should fly off, I would have to imagine, but it does take the reactor off of it at least. And they're going to work as well on the good old starport here. So it does look like Grim has really put a beat down to his opponent here, but at the same time, opponent did manage to defend it, of course, with those Banshees there. Like I say, would have needed to bring some Queens in the army as he didn't have any anti-air, but we do obviously have the layer technology, and Hydra lists are the choice, so we are going to see some Hydras on the field at some point in time, I would have to imagine. Don't see any as of yet, but either way there, he does have a big dog army here. They are all standing around there as the rest of the dogs are standing in the base here. I'm sure they will be cleaned up eventually here, but either way, did manage to get the fly off of the natural as well here. Roach is going to work at whatever is standing under. I'd have to imagine the supply depots. And he has also found the top base as well, but of course with it being a planetary and with all the guys repairing here, that will shoot a lot of dogs. And this is where PETA gets mad, and they do not like this animal cruelty. But either way, they don't have a darn choice, do they here? He is going to back off of that. This is not a very good engagement choice for his roaches here. Still doesn't have a fourth, but does have his third fully moving here with a lot of mining there. Does have 0 on this gas. Does have 3 on that one there, but did finally put some over there. So 3 and 3, we'll get that nice and fully saturated on the gas. And here comes the SCVs. Now that he has made that big defend there, they'll go back to work, and we are going to go right to Marine Marauder type army here. I won't be surprised if he drops in our attack lab on there, maybe gets a few more Banshees, seeing as his opponent hasn't switched into it. But at the same time, he's got to know his opponent is probably going anti-air a little bit at this point in time, just to get rid of the few Banshees that were on the map, or still on the map, I guess. And taking a look at our good old upgrades, we are 1 for the ground armor and 0 for the range, but we are finally getting level 1 range, so now getting that upgrade for his Hydras here. Hydras will be a very big help here, as well as the Roach. It will help as well for the upgrade there. As you can see, the planetary is pretty much muled right out here. There's a ton of mules going to work up here. The fourth finally goes down for a good man, Grim. And we're going to sit back and relax for a bit here. Grim's still holding a good food count lead there with the 131 to 110 here. His opponent in the meantime is continuing to get up there with his Marine Marauder army here. And if we take a look at our structure tab, we do have just the 1 factory, the 1 planetary, the 1 armory, the 2 engineering bays, and I do believe that comes down to 3 barracks on the map here. So not a whole lot of barracks by no means here. But like I say, he did end up losing a couple within that engagement here. So I'd have to imagine he's going to macro the heck out of that and try and get as many out as he can here. Like I say, we'll sit back and relax for a little bit here. Like I say, keep in mind the Friday challenge videos will be coming out later on today. I do have to head out for a little bit here, but I will get them all casted here right when I get back here. Only have to head out for about 15-20 minutes here. Come back, get them casted, get them scored, see if our leaderboard's going to move around at all here, and it should be very, very interesting. Any of our new submitters, if you want to get in on Friday challenge, there'll be a new challenge that will be submitted at the end of the day. It'll be the last video that goes up, and see if you can do it. Like I say, your game will get scored and everything. You'll get put onto a scoreboard. You get bragging rights for now. We're going to do prizes in the new year, so it should be fairly interesting here. And there's a lot of bad things. One accidentally walks into the refinery here, basically just looking to clean up the workers up there. Really had no intention to take down the planetary, obviously, here. And here we go. This could give me very big trouble, as he does have those Hydralists on there. They're going to clean up these Banshees that were his detriment last time here, and they're really going to go to work. But at the same time, he did get dropped on in the back of his base here, so we have basically turned this into a base race here. So very good move. If anything, I can say it was probably good timing for StaMinA there. More luck than anything, the fact that he did get out of there in time as the opponent was moving into his base. But his opponent is really going to go to work. He's actually going to send some back to the base, so he's going to split them up half and half here, see what kind of damage he can do. Does have a lot of dogs, a few Hydras at the other end here. Don't think they're going to do a whole extra lot. There's a fairly hefty Marine Marauder type army here, and not a lot of money. Grim has a fair bit of money, but at the same time, StaMinA doesn't have a lot of money. So if he does end up losing the army down here, he will definitely be in very big trouble. 129 to 89 here, so the lead is getting bigger and bigger. He's really going to work here. Army at the other end is going to work, taking down all these barracks as best they can there. This barracks will go down before this Marine gets out. Not that really makes a whole lot of a difference, but either way, the Hydras get back to the base here. They're going to try to go to work on the rest of them here. Roach is coming the back door here, so gets a nice full surround here, and this could really be the end of him here. This is not going to go over that wall here, but he did end up fending it off. Like I say, he's losing slowly. And of course, his income count just isn't there. So if he does end up losing that army at the other end, he's going to be very big trouble, especially with those production buildings other than 2 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 starport. Is microing away from the SCVs here, getting a ton of SCV kills here. At the same time, at the other end, he has taken out both evil chambers. has taken out the expansion, has taken out the main, so it has turned right into a base race here. He still has that planetary up here, which is definitely going to help a lot here, as Grim will need a bit of an army to take that out here. Gets right into the middle line, gonna go to work, but of course the drones are gonna help that out here as best they can. Roaches are going to work on him here. Is getting a few kills, but of course with those healing medevacs, they are definitely keeping this army at bay here. Spore Crawler helping out quite a bit here. Is getting some kills on those good old medevacs. There goes another medevac down to 1 medevac here. So that's definitely not going to be good. Grim in a bit of trouble though. Grim doesn't have a lot here. Look at the units tab here. He does have 5 Hydralisks and 4 Roaches. And I realize we only have 4 Marauders and 1 Marine, so we might come to a bit of a standstill here pretty soon, especially if he ends up taking this 3rd out here. He does have this one mining, so both these guys basically mining off of 1 base at this point in time. Once his hatchery does go down, there we go. That ends up going down, picks them up, and he's going to motor them around with the Super Rocket Boost. Super Rocket Boost is going to go into the back of the base here. Does have a few more Roaches coming out here. They might be able to help clean this up. We'll soon find out. 1 healing medevac with no energy isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot here. They're going to go to work on the drones here, and there are the Roaches. They do get out there. They are going to try and target them down here. Takes out 1 of the Marauders there. Takes out a Marine, down to 2 Marauders now. I don't think he can kill that one, not a chance, just enough energy there. But is trying to move out, trying to kill off this factory to at least get rid of that as a production building. Trying to get rid of the starport here. It will start burning down very, very quickly here. And we will sit back in the base race type formality, I do believe here. Base race type. Is that what I said? That makes sense. And here we go. Like I say, fair bit of an army now. Wow. Or what I am going to say, it is a fair bit of an army now. Doing very good. Has 5 Hydralisks and 8 Roaches on the map here. They're going to move back, obviously clean up the rest of this army. He knows he's taken out all the production buildings, so he knows he's got the army, but he also probably realized that the planetary's up here, and that is going to do a lot. And here goes our barracks here. Obviously the best choice when you don't have a lot of money. So 4 barracks do land at the other end here. These Roaches going to work here. Are going to take out the army for upgrades. Probably going to work on those supply depots at some point in time, I would have to imagine too. And here we go. The 1 medevac did end up saving his Marauder. What a patriot he is there, saving that 1 Marauder here. And of course the Hydralisks and Roaches are going to walk around here, try and sift out that medevac to take him out here. Medevac is going to go around, like I say, with the 1 who does run into a Spore Car, with the 1 Marauder there. He's not going to do a whole heck of a lot there. Of course, the speed that the Hydralisks have on the ground there, they do end up taking it out here. And it's rebuild time, my good man. So StaMinA is going to rebuild. Obviously, our good man Grim here, he's going to have to get something out there. Doesn't have a big enough army to take out that planetary. So he's going to try and get back. Did build a hatchery over here, so very good. Almost call that a proxy hatchery at this point in time here, as he will be right next to him, and that will definitely help out a fair bit here. Queen will not be there as of yet to do any larva injects, but either way, we will sit back and relax here on the outside of the base, try and keep his opponent at bay here, try and stay out of range of that good old planetary. Obviously, we'll get the cancel on this factory, I would have to imagine. Marauders are trying to get out there. They're trying to stay out of range of the Hydralisks here. Hydralisks are going to work on the tech lab here. That will at least prevent any sort of Marauder build. Of course, the one that was building apparently does continue to build. I was actually kind of curious if that was going to be the case, so that we'll get to continue building here. Does have the 2 and 1 for upgrades here. Opponent sits himself on 3-3, so opponent definitely has the upgrade advantage at this point in time. Does have a fair bit of supply depots over here. Nothing else attacking him here. So he will continue to try and keep pressure on the outside here. Try and keep the building count as low as he can here. Or he'll just head back here and he'll spine crawler up for a little bit here. Queen actually did walk across. I was going to ask if it's going to walk across rather than build a new one. Did walk across for the larva injects there. So not that bad of a choice there. Has this base still fully mining away there, don't do too bad. Back up to 11 count for that there. Isn't even worrying about the gas here. Does have himself a massive gas count, so no sense in mining that at all here. And there's the 1 Hydralisk, a little lonely Hydralisk over there, trying to figure out what it wants to do here. And we are just going to sit back, relax while we get a couple more spine crawlers out here. Really not a whole lot Grim can do as far as engaging that there, but he can engage his army if they move up here. And this could be a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, it will be fairly even, I do believe, but when you get the army split up like that, might not go over all for him. Trying to lead him into the spine crawlers. This army looks pretty darn smart. They must have an Einstein in it. He's going to sit back here and go back the other way. So I don't know if he's going to continue the other way, maybe try and take his opponent out. Obviously, seeing that creep there, he does realize the opponent has a base there. So might be going down the other end here to see if he can clean up anything else that was left over there. Of course, all this creep spread here in the middle of the map isn't going to do him a whole heck of a lot of good, but did keep the spawning pool up over there. What else did he keep for buildings over here? Take a look at the buildings tab here. He does actually have himself just the hatcheries, and that's, oh, he did have a roach warren as well here. Map hacker, he says here as he is heading over there. That is quite funny there. But either way, they're going to move in with the roaches. Roaches blow them up here. He tells them the GERT cancer. I don't know what that means, but he wants them the GERT cancer. There you go. He's going to go to work on the only mining base that is on this side of the map here, because I don't believe there's one here. No, there is not. So he will easily clean that up here. Few roaches and hydras do trap him a bit there, and he's got no medevacs. So might be in a bit of trouble. Those roaches are going to do a lot of damage. Hydralisks are going to work here. Of course, with those broodlings that did come out of there, that definitely helped as well here. And there we go. They will clean up this army quite easily here. The rest of the marauders will slowly go down here. At least I have to imagine they will there. 2-on-1 here. That can't be overly good here. So he does actually end up cleaning it up here. This army can now move back of drones here. I do believe that was actually the runaway drones. Few hydralisks coming across the map here. Got him contained back to one base here. So this is going to be a bit of trouble, but did end up taking out the hatchery here. I'm essentially Gold League mate. Maybe Gold League with that race. I will tell you that they definitely were masters going into this game here on this server. So might be gold with that race, like I say here. Or quite possibly might even be a gold level player on another server. Who knows? But either way here, the drones are going to go to work here. They're really going to do a lot of damage there, I guess. And that should pretty much clean up this army here. I don't know if he's going to continue to build here, as he is mined right out here. Could long distance mine, I guess, if he really wants to. But either way, that army will get taken down slowly here. The rest of the SCVs, he's really holding for life here, sitting on a respirator at this point in time there. Does lose that army here. Finally says that's enough of this horse shit. Doesn't want to bother doing anything. Obviously can't fly the planetary off. And he did not have enough money. So long distance mine was his only option. So I will give you my congrats, Grim. And I just want to let everybody know, if you want to go to www.imbabuilds.com, Grim has some pretty sick Zerg builds on there from what I see. So check them out. My congrats to you, Grim. I will leave you with this. If you ain't using the hairbrush, make sure you're not eating the cheese strings, because I didn't gas the car up last night just to watch the mountaintop. Thanks so much for watching. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.